Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races and try to isolate an angle to the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, we come down a bit from the Derby meeting this weekend, but there are still winners to find at Sha Tin, and the first race we're going to look at is race 7, where our winning factor is the map. Now this is a 1200 metre class 3, and I think there can be some case made for Tiger Legend, who was reported not to handle the track at Happy Valley, his first start in Hong Kong. The consistent Mark the Moment has a chance, and there's an interesting newcomer from Ireland, Colourful Emperor, who's won his last 3 barrier trials in preparation for this, and is a half-brother to last week's winner, Escape Route. But the standout chances for me are Zac Purton's mount, Beauty Inspire, and impressive last start winner, Excellent Fighter. And these two main chances are coming off very different lead-ups. Firstly, Excellent Fighter, we're going back to race 465. He's in white and blue colours, gate 10. And Sylvester de Souza with a dashing ride here. I don't really want to undersell this effort at all, even in what we can see as a slow early speed. Excellent Fighter is doing some work to cross from the tricky draw, but is still able to get to the lead and then give a very strong finishing kick when the Brazilian jockey asks him to go again at the 400 metres and runs out a comfortable Class 4 winner. Now there was a very flattering first section there, but I don't want that to take anything away from the victory. That was the win of a progressive horse. On the other side of the coin, well, Beauty Inspire impressed quite a few when he made his debut in Hong Kong in January, but it's been all downhill from there. And we're not going to learn a whole lot about him from this replay I'm going to show you now, but this is his latest run, and you don't see them very often perform like this in the hands of a top jockey like Hugh Bowman. So this is race 473. He's in the pink and black beauty colours, barrier 4, and jumps well. Bowman doesn't want to lead, that's pretty clear, and he's looking for cover, but you can see on the heat map quite a soft early speed, almost 2 lengths slower than average for each of the first 2 sections, and Beauty Inspire is unhappy about that. He starts fighting with Bowman right from the get-go and continues to fight even when the pace picks up at the 700 metres, and all that extra effort is meaning that he's spent by the time they get to the home straight and leaves nothing for his finish. So that was 1600 metres, and he'd done something similar his previous run, but having shown you the worst of Beauty Inspire, let's now take you back to something a little bit more like his best. And this is his Hong Kong debut, race 378 in January, 1400 metres here. Pink and black colours, of course, gate 12 for James McDonald, and he jumps okay, but there's too much speed underneath him, and he steadies back in what the heat map shows is a consistent sort of pace, neither especially quick nor slow, and even handled this way, he isn't totally settled at times, a characteristic that Beauty Inspire showed in Ireland too. Now he's a long way back at the 400 metres, but does unwind a big finish to be less than a length away on the line. And he posted a very good finishing 400 metre sprint there, right up there with the likes of Golden 60 and Romantic Warrior on the same day. And what I like about him coming into this race is that John Size has really gone back to basics. He's taken him all the way back to 1200 metres in hopes of getting a proper tempo, having the horse outsped really in the early stages and able to relax better as a result. And I think he's found even the right race to do it. So in this race, Classic Unicorn is very quick. He's a lifelong leader at 1000 metres, and I think he'll have too much pace for them here and get to the front. But there are also others with speed in it, including Mark the Moment and Colourful Emperor inside, and Ace One outside, all a recipe for a pace that is at least genuine and may even be a little faster, allowing a strong finisher like Beauty Inspire to get into the race late. And there's a bonus for Beauty Inspire having a wide barrier too, as I think that removes any temptation to try to get this horse involved early. So all in all, the map looks suitable for him, but meanwhile, I doubt Excellent Fighter will match some of these for early speed. This is going to be run, I believe, 3 to 4 lengths faster early than the replay we saw when he led. But I still think he should find a place fairly handy and following the pace and ready to make his bid once they straighten for home. So the tip from me in race 7 is Excellent Fighter. His winning factor, the map. Now, it won't surprise me in the future if Beauty Inspire turns out the better horse of the pair. However, I do think the way this race has to map out for each of them, that Excellent Fighter is going to have a big head start on his rival in the home straight, and that might just be enough for him to stave off the late finish. The second race I want to take a look at is the final race, race 10, and our winning factor here, the weights. That's an open sort of class 3 to end the card, and this looks a race to suit Solid Impact for the informed David Hawlyard. A Beauty Missile and Happy Daily are bound to have some fans too. But to my way of thinking, the major players are Jumbo Legend from Casper Founds and Vincent Ho's mount for Francis Loy, Universal Horizon. But these two horses do come to this race with quite different profiles. So let's have a look at what they've been doing, and at race 490 we see from gate 1 in purple colours Universal Horizon begins well enough and really gets the run of the race here for Vincent Ho. He's 3 back on the rail in a race where there was nothing exceptional about the pace except to say it was definitely a genuine tempo. Universal Horizon couldn't have had a better trip. He gets out at the right time in the straight and closes off well, but just fails to peg back the leader. Now that was class 4, and Universal Horizon now rises to class 3, but regular viewers will know that that's something we see as a positive, not a negative. I think his main rival here is Jumbo Legend. Now, Jumbo Legend, he's done all his racing this season, all 8 starts at Happy Valley. And we're going to have a look at his latest offering at the City Track. Race 499, and he's in green and red colours from the outside barrier, and Jumbo Legend jumps okay, but Vincent Ho once again is the jockey and steadies him to go right back, find the rail, and then looks to make some ground up to just off midfield on the inside. So the early pace was slow here, a bit better mid-race, and then a sharp sprint home, and that is the toughest race shape for any horse running on, trying to make ground in the fastest part of the race down the straight. But this is a really good effort from Jumbo Legend as he swoops home strongly to claim second on the line. Now that was from the outside gate. On Sunday he draws much better. When we look at the map, in fact, he draws inside Universal Horizon, who also draws well in a race where we should get a decent speed once more from Master Hero, Parterre and Circuit Mighty and Drombeg Banner, pushing across from wider gates. And I think horses like Jumbo Legend and Universal Horizon, sitting a little bit further back off the speed, probably around midfield, should not be disadvantaged at all on the map. So that said, there isn't a great deal between these horses, so how do we separate them? Well, one way could be the change of venue. Now, Jumbo Legend, he's had 2 races at Sha Tin last season as a younger horse, and they were his first 2 starts in a race, and frankly they were poor. Off those, he's no chance of winning this race, but he wasn't going as well then as he is this season, when he has looked a horse of some promise. So I don't think we can really hang him for those early efforts. Another way would be also about the venue. Casper Founds, Jumbo Legend's trainer, has about 36% of his winners at Sha Tin. Francis Loy, trainer of Universal Horizon, has about 43% of his at the main track. So there is a little bit in his favour there. But that said, Casper Founds has trained the winners of some of Hong Kong's best races, and they're pretty much all at Sha Tin. But for me, the tip in race 10 is Universal Horizon, and his winning factor, I think, is the weights. Now, as I said, not a lot between these horses, but Universal Horizon, he's going up in class, so he comes down sharply in the weights to 120 pounds, where he's getting 5 pounds off Jumbo Legend, who has gone up in the weights. And I think that 5 pounds between them for two horses pretty equally matched in terms of talent might just be enough to swing things the way of Universal Horizon. Well, that's it from the Winning Factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.